What's up guys, it's time for another episode of Question Time. So in case you don't know, Question Time is a series where I answer your questions that you submit via Facebook, Twitter, Google+, or on YouTube. You can ask any question you want, preferably tech related, and I will answer it in the video. So let's start. JB11862 says, why do you always wear your hat? Could you remove it for one video? Because I like to wear my hat, and fine. I got hat hair though. Mr. Warren P says, thoughts about the Samsung Note that is coming out. Is it a good deal for someone who does not want a tablet? So if you guys didn't see, I did a hands-on video at CES with the Samsung Note and I loved it. But the only thing really special about it is that it is a big screen. It's a 5-inch screen. But other than that, it's not really any better than any other phone. It's just nice to have a big screen. Will it replace a tablet, or should you get this rather than a tablet? I would say no. If you're looking for a tablet, go for a tablet. Don't go for this. It's more of a phone that's oddly shaped and big, but I do like it. It is appealing because it does have the 5-inch screen. But he does specifically say for someone who does not want a tablet. So if you are looking for a bigger screen but don't want to use a tablet, maybe the Note is good for you. Personally, I think if you're looking for a phone with a bigger screen, the Galaxy Note isn't the one to go with because there are way better Android phones out there that still have big screens. Chris VR00 says, what is your favorite photography app? Please do not say Instagram. Greetings from Bolivia. No, Instagram is not my favorite photography app. I've tried it out. I don't really like it or see the appeal of it. I could share photos on Twitter if I really want to, and it's just got some filters over it. Anyways, my favorite photography app is called Cinemagram, which I know does have a similar name and is actually sort of the same concept. Except, here's actually what it does. Here is a little picture of a dog, and as you see, his tail is wagging, and that's the only thing in the image that's moving. So what you do with this app is you take like a short 3-second video, and you select which part of the image you want to move. So I could be sitting here just like this. I sit as still as possible, and then I just go blink. So what I could do is actually just highlight my eyes, and only my eyes would be the thing that moves in the picture. So it just adds a cool effect to the pictures, and you can share it on there, and they have a feature category. I don't think you can really follow users right now, but I just have fun because it automatically posts to Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. And yeah, I love it. It's just a cool little effect for photos. But the only downfall is it's $2 in the App Store. I think they should make it free, and this app would probably be viral. XX Waterstream XX says, what color iPhone should I get? I don't know why, but I've been asked this question a lot. It's not up to me to decide what color you like the best. There's two options. There's black or white. So you're gonna have to choose on that one. But seriously, I've been asked this question a lot. Pick your favorite color. But to answer the question, I had a black iPhone 4 and now I have a white iPhone 4S. I kind of like the black better. Just my preference. Kynic10 says, what MacBook Air or Pro should I buy for normal usage? First off, you have to decide whether you want the Pro or the Air. If you're doing just normal usage like he says, I will go with the Air, but if you're doing heavy video editing, I will go with the Pro, although the MacBook Air can handle video editing. Now as far as the size on the MacBook Air, I would say probably go with the 13-inch. I have the 11. I got this for traveling, even though I still use it around my house and I love it. This is my favorite computer. I think 13-inch is pretty good for most people, and a lot of people think the 11-inch screen is just too little for them. For me, it works, but I think most people would prefer the 13-inch. As far as specs on the MacBook Air, I would just go with the baseline model since you're just getting this for normal usage. One thing you may want to update is the storage space to 128 gigabytes, which isn't too much more. You could also update to i7 rather than i5, but either way, I have i5 on mine. It's super fast just because it is solid state. Robo13 says, have you noticed a big difference between your MacBook Air and your iMac when it comes to video editing and exporting? Me personally, I haven't edited too many videos on my MacBook Air. I always edit on my iMac. I have edited a few on here and it seemed to work just fine. Actually, Soldier Knows Best, you guys probably know him. At CES, he just used his MacBook Air and it seemed to work great for him. So I'm saying the MacBook Air does a great job at video editing. I would just say the iMac does a little bit better of a good job. I love my iMac. I love having the big screen real estate as well as super fast rendering and exporting and stuff like that. But if you want your video editing to be small, portable, and on the go, MacBook Air is the way to go. Keith Thompson says, hey Ty, from the invites to the iPad 3 event, do you think there will be a home button on the next generation? So in case you guys have no idea what he's talking about, just the other day Apple sent out invites to their iPad 3 event on March 7th, and it included a picture with it. In the picture was an iPad, a finger touching it, and there was no home button on it. You can see the bottom row of icons on the dock, but there was no home button. A lot of people said this is an iPad in landscape mode, which that could be true, or maybe they're trying to make a point and actually show that there is no home button on the iPad 3. Personally, I think there will be a home button on the iPad 3. I don't really see any reason to remove it. from the previous generation, but I think people are just looking into this image way too much and trying to see things that aren't there. Jack R. Saunders says, "Hey Ty, what are the advantages and disadvantages of building your own computer?" So the advantages of building your own computer is you're going to know what's going into it. Most of the time it is going to be cheaper. You're going to have full control over it, and you can build the machine you want. And it doesn't come loaded with all that crappy software the companies put on when you buy a pre-built computer. But there are some advantages to buying a pre-built computer. First off, most of the time you get a warranty with it, or you have an option to buy a warranty with it, so you can replace it if it messes up. You got support from the company, like if you have any technical problems or anything like that, you can give them a call, even though their support probably sucks. Yeah, it's pretty much you buy a computer and it's ready to go rather than having to build it on your own. And depending on where or how you buy it, you can still kind of personalize it to what you want your computer to be. But it'll probably just be a little bit more expensive if you buy it pre-built from one company. Vita Neves, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, says, "Should I buy the PS Vita or the iPad?" I would say wait just a little bit and go with the iPad 3 rather than the PS Vita. Now, if you're wanting it for gaming, obviously the PS Vita is going to be better in that sense because you got the physical controls and it's just better for gaming. But you're still going to have tons of gaming entertainment on the iPad with lots and lots and lots of more features and things you can do with it. Plus, if you want to do web browsing, the PS Vita sucks at it and the iPad is amazing at it. Not that I don't really like the Vita, but the only thing it really excels in is gaming. Stephen Lawler says, "Will you get an iPad 3 when it comes out?" Of course I am, because I'm going to do tons of videos on the new iPad 3, so stay tuned for that. I remember last year when I got the iPad 2, I waited in line for like 7 or 8 hours in the Apple store to get the iPad 2. And the reason I did that was because I had gift cards, so I kind of was obligated to go to the Apple store rather than somewhere closer by my house. But whatever, I still got it, and yes, I'm definitely going to be getting the iPad 3. Ben Bigler says, "Do you think the iTV will be out soon, and do you think it will be out on the 7th?" I do think the iTV, if that's the name, will be released sometime this year. I don't really have a specific date, but I don't think they're going to be announcing it at the iPad 3 March 7th event. If anything, they will be announcing a new Apple TV, which if you don't know what the Apple TV is, it's just a little box where you can stream stuff to your computer, and it does AirPlay and stuff like that. It's $100 right now, so I probably think they'll be upgrading some specs and stuff like that to allow maybe HD 1080p streaming, stuff like that. So we'll probably see an update for that, but I'm not sure when it will be available. But as far as the iTV, no idea, but I think it will be sometime this year. Carlos Ayala, hopefully I'm saying your name right, says, "How did it feel to be on MTV?" So if you didn't know, me, my dad, and my friend were on MTV for a video we posted on YouTube. We super glued my friend's fingers to his boobs while he was asleep. It was freaking hilarious, and they put it on MTV. So yeah, it's kind of unreal, like that YouTube allowed us to be on MTV. Not that MTV is anything anymore, but still, it's freaking MTV. So yeah, it was kind of unreal, and it's just amazing to me what YouTube can open up for you. By the way, the show that we are on is called Pranked, and if you want to see the full episode of it, I'll give you guys a link below. Alright, before we head out of here, let's take a quick break and take one last look at our sponsor for this video, Audible. Audible.com is the leading provider in downloadable digital audiobooks and spoken word entertainment. Audible has over 100,000 titles to choose from, and you can download these and listen on your iPhone, your iPod, your MP3 player, or even your computer. They have pretty much all genres of books, including science fiction, comedy, drama, history, business, etc. What I love about Audible is that I can listen to an audiobook where I normally wouldn't be able to read a real book, like taking a shower or riding in the car or walking the dog, things like that. If you'd like to give it a try, go to audiblepodcast.com/Ty and sign up, and you'll get one free audiobook download of your choice, and you'll be able to keep it forever. Again, that link is audiblepodcast.com/Ty. Check it out. Before we end, I have one more question. Philip HJ says, "Are you subscribed to any other tech reviewers?" Yes, I am subscribed and watch a few tech YouTubers. One of them is actually Wilson Tech 1. He does a tech news show on YouTube where he adds comedy to it, and it is hilarious. I watch every video of his, and he's also a good friend. He just joined Revision 3, so here is a quick little promo video for his channel.
Oh, well, hello there. Do you like your tech news serious, sophisticated, and classy? They going public, y'all! Yeah, well, neither do I. Tune in Monday through Friday to the world's funniest tech reporter. That's me on the Wilson Tech 1 show. And don't forget, subscribe now to Wilson Tech 1.
Alright, that's it. If you guys want to leave me some questions for the next episode of Question Time, you can do so in the comments below on this video, or on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+, which I have links to below. Alright, that's it. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.